The Barrett-Jackson Cup, presented by Castrol, is back again this year. On Saturday, 45 vehicles paraded across the auction block, displaying the talent and craftsmanship of custom car and truck builders from across the country. 5 finalists are being chosen from this amazing collection of vehicles, with the Barrett-Jackson Cup Ultimate Best in Show winner being announced during our live Super Saturday coverage on the History Channel.
Judges have narrowed this great collection of customs down to 5 finalists, and here they are. A 1966 Chevrolet Corvette built by Streamline Custom Designs. A 1932 Ford Roadster built by Johnson's Hot Rod Shop. A 1959 Chevrolet Impala from Steve Cook Creations. This 1969 Ford F-100 built by Scott's Hot Rods and Customs. And finally, a 1968 Dodge Charger from Classic Car Studio. Those are your 5 finalists for the Barrett-Jackson Cup.
We're going to announce the winner of the Barrett-Jackson Cup at about 5 minutes after 12, live on the History Channel. So we're hoping all of you will be here and be an exciting part of that. You know, the Barrett-Jackson Cup is something that was initially created back in Reno a number of years ago. It was a great event. It went kind of quiet for a while, and then Craig and company decided they wanted to bring it back. So these are the finalists for this year's event. And at about 12 noon, we're going to go through an introduction, introducing each one of these cars, talk about each one, and then, of course, live on the History Channel, we're going to announce the Ultimate Best in Show winner, presented by Castrol, as well as the People's Choice Award. People's Choice Award, of course, is the one that everybody's been voting on during the course of this week. And I'm going to find Bobby Alloway. Bobby, if I can get you to come up here for just a moment. We had 2 judges this year. One was Troy Trepanier and the other is Bobby Alloway, 2 of the finest custom creators in the country. And let's talk about the quality of the cars this year and how hard was it to come up, don't tell us who the winner is, but how hard was it to come up with a winner?
Rick, the quality this year was way above anything we've had. We could have picked another 15 or 20 cars out of the bunch, you know, and it's really, really hard because you look what's on stage and these cars are near perfect, really they are.
Now, we were talking about the fact that, you know, once upon a time, you had to be a very accomplished builder with all these skills. But with all the parts that are available to buy, it's really changed this world, hasn't it?
It has. It really has. And the technology that's got gone, you know, the computer programs and stuff like that, Lord, they can push a button and make a part now.
So just that simple, you can have the parts made, and then, you know, Roadster shop chassis, crate engines.
Yeah, back when I was growing up, it was really hard because we had to do all of that stuff. Now you can just about buy most of the stuff, but you still have to have the quality about putting it together and knowing what to do with it and the eye to make the whole thing work. You can have all the best pieces in the world and it still not be a good-looking car.
I was going to say, it's one thing to be a mechanic. It's one thing to put the pieces together. How hard is it to get the finish, the paint, the edges smooth? How hard is that work?
Well, that's the hard part. Building a car is not a problem. Finishing a car is a problem. And looking at every little corner, as builders like me and Troy, we look at the places that's really hard to finish that we know that's hard.
All right, so Bobby Alloway, once again, one of the judges. So let's give Bobby Alloway and Troy Trepanier a big round of applause. They had the hardest job of the week trying to come up with those. We should also talk about the fact that we have some amazing trophies. I'm going to have someone bring one of these up in just a moment. These trophies are really incredible. Let's see if I can get, oh, there we go. We got one of the runner-up trophies at Capon with Barrett-Jackson's holding this up. Hold it up even higher. Check this out. This is made of Craftsman wrenches, each one of them bent and put into a particular location and then titanium plated. They did an amazing job. That's the runner-up trophy, and of course the big trophy is going to have even more on there. So the award is spectacular in the work they did on it. All right. Let's start talking about these. First off, let me introduce myself. I'm Rick DeBrule. I'm part of the television team for Barrett-Jackson. Hopefully all of you have been watching this week on FYI and the History Channel. It's great to be able to bring all these cars to you, all that are crossing the block. This week we had 45 cars that were entered into the Barrett-Jackson Cup. Now, I should say there were more cars that entered. Those are the 45 cars that were actually chosen to be a part of the competition. Every single one of them them, the goal is to win that coveted ultimate best in show for the Barrett-Jackson Cup for 2025. Now, these world-class customs initially were on display right here in this room a week ago. After they were viewed for that first day, they then moved to the South Showcase, sponsored by Piper Aircraft, and were kept there for the entire week. Each day, we have been announcing one of the finalists, which are the cars that you see up here. And as I mentioned, Bobby Alloway and Troy Trepanier had the difficult job, not just of coming up with our top 5, but also coming up with the vehicles that were going to be the winners. And don't forget, in addition to the ultimate best in show, we also have the People's Choice Award. That was the award that has been voted on by you, the people. Which car, which truck did you think was spectacularly built? Now, here is what they're competing for. Each finalist will receive a garage royalty slat wall and cabinet set. They're each going to get a $500 gift certificate from Summit Racing Equipment and TMI Products. They're all going to get a set of one-of-a-kind custom wheels from Revo Forged. And finally, each one is going to get one of those special trophies that you saw right there that was sponsored by Craftsman, Pride Metalcraft, and Advanced Plating. And then there's the ultimate best in show award. That car, that truck, the winner today will receive $20,000. So that's what they're competing for. All these finalists have won the runner-up awards. Now the question is, which one is going to get the best in show, that $20,000 check? Now let's walk through, and we're going to introduce our finalists, but we're not going to do it in any particular order. We'll start over here with that 1932 Ford Roadster. The owner is Mackenzie Murphy. It was built by Johnson's Hot Rod Shop. So please give that car a big round of applause. Right beside me is the 1968 Dodge Charger, owned by Ed Ganzanati, built by Classic Car Studio. Let's give this Charger a round of applause. A 1966 Corvette. The owner is Alex Short. It was built by Streamline Custom Designed. Another big round of applause, please. A Ford F-100. The owner is Troy Peck. It was built by Scott's Hot Rods and Customs. Big round of applause for that Ford F-100. And the final finalist, a 1959 Chevrolet Impala owned by Dave and Robin Rush, built by Steve Cook Creations. So once again, those are our 5 finalists for the Barrett-Jackson Cup. The cars that have been seen here all week, the cars that you've been voting on for the best of show, and of course the cars that Bobby Alloway and Troy Trepanier have been trying to figure out what is going to be the ultimate best in show. And Steve Davis, if I can get you and bring you in on this and talk about what you think about the cars that have been entered this year.
Again, as Bobby said, the competition has just been absolutely spectacular this year. It started back in Reno, and we had a dream. We're realizing the dream here today. Absolutely incredible cars. The builders, I've said it 1,000 times, the coach builders of the day have such an incredible opportunity to show their products to millions of people out in TV land, millions streaming, and our incredible audience here at Barrett-Jackson. And that's really what it's all about, Rick. Creating the awareness that gets people interested in our hobby, in our culture, and showcase these cars in a way that they're more than utilitarian transportation from point A to point B. They are absolutely works of art. You pop these hoods, they look like jewelry. You crank them up, they got 1,000 horsepower nowadays. Absolutely incredible. The builders are amazing, and it's an honor for us to be here today with those folks and these cars.
Craig, let's talk about the importance of bringing back the Barrett-Jackson Cup. Why does it matter?
To what Steve just said, I grew up restoring one-off classics. These are the new one-off classics of today. It's getting craftsmanship. As we look at who is going to carry the torch going forward and get people into car collecting, it's these type of cars. It is the uniqueness of them. It is the workmanship. And as we're selling a truck for Mike Rowe later, it's teaching trades and teaching people to have that attention to detail. I also love the throwback to when a pickup truck first won the Cup in Reno, and you have 2 pickup trucks as the finalist. A whole gamut of collector cars that are getting modified are right here.
All right, Craig and Steve, I want you to come down on the block because we're just about ready to join our live broadcast on the History Channel. Now it's time. Everybody give the big round of applause to the History Channel. They're joining us live around the country. 5 spectacular cars that are all the finalists, and as we've said, now is the time to reveal the winner. And we're going to start with the People's Choice Award. The winner is that 1985 Chevrolet C10. The owner is Bruce Griffin from Lincoln, Alabama. Goolsby Customs is the builder. A big round of applause for that C10. It's got a Pace Performance engine, 525 horsepower, Roadster Shop spec chassis, full interior. Exterior is finished in light blue metallic, frost white, custom orange, and you have to check out how they have tucked and shaved the bumpers. Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Choice Award right there for the Barrett-Jackson Cup. All right, now it is time to introduce the ultimate Best in Show winner. And as you can tell in talking with Bobby how difficult it was to come up with the winner. Of the 5 finalists, only one can get that $20,000 check. And the winner of the 2025 Barrett-Jackson Cup, presented by Castrol, the ultimate Best in Show, is the 1968 Dodge Charger. The owner is Ed Ganzanati, built by Classic Car Studio. Congratulations, the 2025 Barrett-Jackson Cup Ultimate Best in Show, presented by Castrol. A $20,000 check. Come on, Scottsdale, show them how much you appreciate the work that went into this car. We have to big a huge thank you to all the people who participated, all the folks who built cars that were entered and were allowed to compete, and of course our 5 finalists. And with that, now let's get back to the auction and Super Saturday here in Scottsdale. What do you think, folks? Great day?